Yo, what's up, YouTube? So I've been getting this question a lot recently asked, not only on YouTube comments but also like in my stream, about what the best Hecarim setup is right now to run. And the answer I've given is that there are actually like three Hecarim setups that you can run nowadays that are all equally as good, but just change depending on the scenario. So today we're going to be going over the three Hecarim setups and builds that you can do, and when you want to do them in which scenario, right? So, to start off, I've been playing a lot over these last 2 days on my main account, which is currently 100 LP Masters. And as you can see, in pretty much all these games, it's like my Hecarim is different, right? So, like, some games running Conquer with Resolve secondary, other games Aftershock, other games it's Domination secondary, right? Build path is constantly changing. So, I'm decided that I'm going to make this video just to go over pretty much everything you need to know about like rune setup, itemization, and everything to make your Hecarim as good as it can be. And with the Hecarim buffs coming up next patch too, this should give you guys a leg up on the competition because I already think he's in a good state. So this will make him even better. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first Hecarim setup. So what we're going to do is we're just going to list the Hecarim setups and then we'll say when you want to go it, right? So first Hecarim setup you want to run is Aftershock with Precision secondary. Second one is Conqueror with Resolve secondary. And then you want Conqueror Domination. Domination. So if you guys want to pause the video, I'll be showing the three Hecarim steps here. The only thing changes over here, you go Tenacity most of the time, not Alacrity. So this is the first one, the Aftershock one, if you guys want to pause the video for whatever reason. Hold on, let me just move it over here. Here we go. Alright, so then this is the second one you go for. So this is Conqueror with Resolve secondary, Aftershock with Precision, and then over here we have Conqueror with Domination. So when do you want to go each setup? So what you want to do is typically you will go the Aftershock Precision secondary tree when it's a bad jungle matchup and the enemy team mostly AD. So the reason you want to do this is because if it's a bad jungle matchup, you're never really going to want to duel the enemy jungler, right? So imagine a matchup like, let's say, Udyr, or a matchup like Nocturne, right? Which are just like pretty much unwinnable. Like there's nothing you can do into them. So over here, you would run Aftershock Precision because you can never really fight them. So what you instead want to do is you want to play to be tanky and actually have impact in the fights. And the reason you want to run this when the enemy team is mostly AD is because with this setup, you always want to go Frozen Heart second. So if the enemy team has drafted a lot of AP and you go Spirit Visage secondary, it's like really, really bad. So only go Aftershock Precision if the enemy team is mostly AD and you can get it second, right? And typically a full build is going to look like Sunder. So you get your Sunder, you get your Frozen Heart, Spirit Visage, and then you get Man Immune. So with this build, you do go Tear the Goddess. You're going to get your Man Immune, and then you might also get like Gargoyle Stoneplate with Ionian Boots of Lucidity, right? So now for the Conquer Resolve one. So this is into okay jungle matchup, but you need Tenacity. So imagine something like, let's say, Elise, for example, right? That you can win the Elise matchup, and her enemy team has like a mix of damage, right? So since you can win it, you want to go Conquer with Resolve because you need Tenacity, right? So that you don't instantly die to her Cocoon. And that's why you always want to go with this setup. Typically, you're going to want to go Tenacity, and you're going to want to get Unflinching. And that gives you like 50-60% CDR. Which allows you to not die, and also you have Conqueror, so you're going to win the extended fights. So this is typically the build for this. Looks like you go Divine Sunder, and then after, if the enemy team has AP and their AP is fed, you want to go Serax Gauge. If the enemy team is mostly AD, then you want to go Death Stand second. So these are interchangeable, but you always want to build one of these two components first. If they're mostly AD, Death Stand second. If they're not, Serax Gauge second. And then after that, you can pretty much go whatever you want. Maybe you want to get Gargoyle or like GA. Like anything can really be built with this. It doesn't matter, depends on the scenario, right? And again, with this one, you always want to go Ionian Boost Lucidity. So like that's the thing too. You always want to do Ionian Boost Lucidity Rush no matter the build you're going for. And then for the last setup, which is Conqueror with Domination secondary. This is for okay jungle matchup. where you don't need tenacity. So imagine something like, let's say, Kindred, right? So you're playing versus Kindred, and you really want to get that one shot off. So this is going to be a really good setup because you have your eyeball collection, right? And you also have your coup de grace, which allows you to get like really fast one shots off. You have a lot of damage, so that's really nice. So this is when you don't need tenacity, so you go the alacrity, which is the attack speed, and then you have damage in your secondary rune page, which allows you to just get a lot more damage off. And the build is the exact same as the Conquer Resolve one. So for anyone that might be wondering, if you're going for, let's say, the Conquer build, will you ever go Frozen Heart second? The answer is probably not, no. Because with the Conquer build, you want to do damage, so you really need the Death Stance and the Serax gauge. So even if Frozen Heart is buildable, just always go Death Stance over it. So these are the 3 Hecarim steps that you guys can run nowadays. My OBGG is just Doaenel if you guys want to search that up, and you can see like what I'm running in most of my games if you want to, like, I don't know, get your notebook out and check that out. But just thought I'd make this short little video so you guys could know that, and thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, sub if you haven't already, and I will see you for the next one. Peace.